Leland, glad to have you. I imagine Allie's
Yep,
home with
hold
the
it up high when you
kids.
talk.
Yeah, I've got a beautiful wife named Allison Brown. We've been married for about 15 years, and we've got 4 beautiful young children: Peyton, Colton, or Costin, Annie, and Colton. Little nervous, but yeah.
You got to get over this way more so you get on the camera.
Yeah,
Remember, there's people nationwide. So
Yeah.
Come over this way, Will.
yeah. So they wish they could have been here tonight, but the wife put them all to bed. So
That's okay.
I think she's watching online. So.
Yeah, we call it Benadryl.
Yeah. 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 So I'm an electrical designer. I've been that for about 15 years or so. Grew up really going to school for electrical and then decided I'd start a career in electrical design. So I've been a manager for about 2 years. And I'd say in the last 5, I listened to Dell for about 5 years, I'll be honest. I love.
And then you finally came, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else listen for 5 years until you finally show up? There's a lot of folks like that. My skeptic, conservative people. I love that.
Yeah. So I had an aha moment. I remember I love listening to Dell. He tells great stories and touches my heart. And we had our 4th kid. And I remember when we had our 4th kid, that was that kind of hit me. Yeah. And I was realizing that we weren't saving enough. And so, we've been in stocks. We've done that for a little while. And so eventually we decided that I wanted to come here and, just see everybody. And I'd seen David Fisher online, saw Dell. Actually got to meet Dell. I think it was a little bit last year or beginning of this year. He came here and did case studies. So got to really meet everybody, which was really cool. And that's when I decided to join.
When we were real people.
Yeah.
In a real building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Saw a case study on YouTube like the previous couple and watched a lot of videos, just a lot, and noticing that, hey, this seems like it's the real deal. So jumped in. We bought our first house.
So I just wanted you to notice a common theme of most of our members. The people that actually join Lifestyles are skeptics. Who's skeptical? No way you can make 100% return, yet we do. And I just want you to think of the logic behind that. This company's been around for 35 years. And we always say on the radio, retire in 5 years less. Thousands of people doing this all the time, doing case studies with 100% return. After you watch 10 or 15, does it become real after a while? And then when you can talk to these people, and that's why I say when you're new, ask them questions, interact. We all go out to eat afterwards. I'm not paying for it. The guy in this maroon jersey up here, he pays for everybody's meals afterwards, just so you know.
Even Aggies. All right, so tell us a little bit about this house, how you found it.
Yeah, so like they previously mentioned, I got a blast, and this deal was a deep dive, to be honest. I'm in the construction trade, so a little bit of ruggedness doesn't really scare me that bad. So
this girl was missing some teeth.
Yep, left her out back. But yeah, it was a pretty tough one.
Okay.
The numbers were great. So
Okay. And
Pictures.
I got to ask a question because this is a big fixer-upper. How much, even though you're in the trades and know everything, how much of the work you do yourself?
I didn't lift a hammer on this.
Yay! You don't understand
You
how
listen
happy
to
that
Dave.
makes me. 2 people in a row that hired other people to do the work for them because about buying back your what? Time. There, you're listening now. Good job, Leland.
Yeah, beautiful kitchen, bath.
Doesn't that look awesome afterwards?
It's better than before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally reconfigured the entire floor plan.
Yeah, okay, I get
So
it.
yeah,
So it flow better?
I believe it was a 2-bed, 1-bath, and we made it a 4-bed, 2-bath with a laundry room and a mud room.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
That's quite a
What do you
transformation.
do in the mud room? I just want to know what those are for.
it looks like a good kids' play area. I'll tell you
Okay.
that.
He had 4 kids, so he had to plan it out.
That's right.
All right, well, let's talk about numbers. Cash out of pocket, 27,000, not too bad.
Yeah.
It's on the low end. After repair value, 260. That's great. Purchase price 70. Rehab 134. That was a big one to take on your first deal. I probably wouldn't have recommended that. I think we talked about that a
I
little
think
bit.
you did.
But you were confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, 40, 50,000 rehab's okay. That's insane, but he was already in the trade, so a little more comfortable with him doing that. Most members don't do that.
Yeah, and he did it. Equity capture 44,000. Excellent. You want to go through the other ones?
Yeah. So we're looking rent. Yeah, rent. We're looking at $280 a month, and that would be $3,360 a year.
So remember what I said when I talked about Monopoly? I had a slide up here. You make typically between 200 and 600 a month. Is that right in there?
Yep.
And my goal is a minimum of an 9% return, and he's making 12%. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Great. But you know what's the most exciting thing? You made 163% return. Now, do you see how excited he got? He's jumping up and down. Most of my students are very conservative like this, and they stand like this. But just think of that. Take whatever you have right now in your IRA, your TSP, your 401k, the equity in your house, and make 163% return on it. Would your life have changed? You would have done more than that one deal in 30 years of saving up. Does that make sense? Now, what if he did 10 deals like this, making 100% in a total? Do you see what I'm saying? Why you can retire quicker if you're doing exactly what he's doing? Wealth building is a series of steps, one house and the start of his journey. Give him a hand for that, because that's a great return.
I'm excited to see your next one.
I can't wait.
All right. So how has lifestyles changed your life since joining?
Yeah, so now my mind has been changed. I can see where I could be in about 2 years. And, I've been about a year on this one, so a little less. And I'll say, I've got a little bit of a more peace of mind. I grew up thinking that, you had to climb the corporate ladder. So that's you'll learn that in the 2-day. JL's got a really good story about that, David, as well. So that really hit me in the spot. So, and Dale changed my mind.
That's excellent. All right. So you got some goals coming up.
I do, yeah. So we want to get 9 more. I am a preferred investor as well. So we're going to look at getting into some deals, some passive deals as well in the next couple of years. And then, I've got more short-term goals than that, but that's the one I put down there. Long-term goals, definitely quit my job and become a lead investor. That really excites me.
Yeah, and I'll bet you instead of 9 houses, you get to about 5 and probably do that, but you can have those longer goals. It's okay.
Yeah.
Go big.
Yeah. Yep. And the way I look at it is, instead of saving up a few dollars a month or a year for the kids, it's a house for each kid.
I love that idea.
And then, we'll teach them how to do it as well. And then in the long term, we'll get into the multifamily and teach them the business. So really excited about
So
that.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the first couple. Remember back when you went to seminar the first time? I don't care if you watch online, in person, doesn't matter who teaches it. What takeaway would you give to the new person? Especially being conservative, 5 years waiting till you finally came in here. What would you give that conservative person that are in your same shoes as you?
I wish I would have started when about 5 years ago.
How many people wish they started earlier?
18.
Some of you guys, the under 30 crowd in this room, you have youth on your side. We wish we would have done it at your age. Yeah.
Yep, I kicked myself. I would have been much further in knowledge. That's one of the big things is knowledge.
But see, you took action on the information and you actually did it now. Now it's proof of concept and you're just going to mimic it because all the system here works
Rinse
out.
and repeat. All right. So you had a team with you. You want to tell us about who helped you out with this?
Yeah, Brandon's been great. He answers the phone whenever I need to, and I've talked to Adrian and Nicole as well. We went on was it a road trip, a single-family road trip?
Yeah.
Got to really see how they evaluate it, and a lot of the vendors were there, so it was a really good Q&A.
And I'll talk about that. I know this is Greek to the new people. If you come to my seminar this weekend, we'll talk about how there's opportunities to go out to these properties, look at them, learn from them. The mentors talking, vendors. It's a whole team out there teaching you. We'll talk more about that in the weekend, though. Okay? Awesome.
Yep. And then on my team, I had Integrity Personal Insurance, Red Door funding for my hard money, and then we just got it converted over to conventional on CMG home loans. And big shout out to Carlos with REA Solutions. He was really great through all this. He's just super communicative. I never had to question or anything. He called me at every issue along the way, and we were able to do it without any problems.
That's the general contractor.
Yep. And then Greenworks was our home inspector.
And you found this one through one of the Lifestyles Realty property blasts, right?
Yes.
Okay, so one of those ones they email out.
Yes.
Awesome. Do we have any questions for Leland?
Oh, there's a bunch of them now.
All right, let's start. How about Sharon? You want to start? Then we'll.
So
out by yourself, or do you gonna use a real estate agent?
Yes, I intend to rent it out by myself.
Okay.
All right. We'll go here.
And you said you turned it from a 2-1 to a 4-2.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you.
So the question was, you turn it from a 2-1 to a 4-2, so you added square footage, or how did you do that?
That's correct. Yeah, I think it was around 1,100, and we turned it about 1,500 square feet.
How much of your 135 do you think was to add that square footage?
The question was, how much of the 135,000, which is a huge rehab for lifestyles?
So
Was towards
yeah,
that.
originally the numbers I'm not sure.
Give or
It
take.
was really it didn't matter.
He wanted to do it.
Yeah, originally Carlos, my contractor, whenever we were talking about, we went out there, we looked at it together. Sydney also, I didn't put him on here, but Sydney was my realtor if he's here tonight. He went out there and looked at it and got the footprint and decided it was going to be like a 3-2, 1.5. And when we got out there and got the house, I was like, no, this can be a 4-2. So that's what we ended up doing.
Okay. One more here.
Brad.
What year was that, approximately?
Question was, what year was this happen? Oh, what year was it built? Okay.
1945.
1945, before you, sir. Let me go online, see if we have one there. You have a
Yeah,
question?
we got a short question online. How long did this rehab take?
But you didn't say what the name was.
It's a question by Kevin Lewis.
Well, guys, want to make sure it wasn't Michael Scott again.
Yeah, a little deeper dive, about 6 months.
Now, normally it takes 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe 2 months at the most. So this is a big rehab. And normally we don't share stories like this, but it's a great deal. So as you get a little more advanced, you want to do a more heavier lift, you could. But this is not typical, but the numbers are great, and that's fine. Okay, it's a little outside the box. All right, so we'll have the one in the back yet, and then we'll go on. Go ahead. Where's it? The question was, did you pull a permit to add the extra square footage?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, my contractor was able to do all that.
It's kind of hard to hide that. When all of a sudden there's a whole nother room added on. So yes, you pull permits in those situations. Great question.
We always recommend
right.
doing that, by the way.
Yes. All right. Well, let's give these folks a hand. It was awesome. I appreciate it.